From Kashmir to Kanyakumari, India is a spellbinding mosaic of culture, tradition, languages and an extraordinary mingling civilization. Keeping its age-old culture maintained, today the country is taking huge strides on the path of development. Hello, I'm your host Lipakshi, and today in our episode of My India, we bring you some of the stories that will give a glimpse of our country's diversity. Let's begin the show by taking you to the Bhubaneswar city of Odisha, where the magnificent Rakuna Rath Yatra was organised and was thronged by scores of devotees. Dedicated to Lord Lingaraj, the chariot festival is celebrated every year in the month of Chaitra, which coincides with the Gregorian months of April and May. Take a look.
Bhubaneswar city of Odisha has always been a town rich in culture, traditions and grand festivities. The city derives its name from the city's presiding god Lord Shiva, also known as Thiruvananthapuram, which means God of the three worlds. The Lingaraj temple is one of the oldest temples in Bhubaneswar and serves as a venue for the magnificent Rakuna Rath Yatra. Celebrated in month of Chaitra on Shukla Ashtami, which coincides with the Gregorian month of April-May, the festival is celebrated with huge pomp and show every year, with thousands of devotees flocking the procession to offer their prayers to Lord Lingaraj.
ये अशोका अष्टमी इसीलिए बोला जाता है। ये शुक्ल पक्ष अष्टमी तिथि में भगवान जो जाते हैं रामेश्वर मंदिर, वहाँ पे अशोक झर है जो चंडाशोक अशोक के द्वारा बनाया गया था, सम्राट अशोक के द्वारा बनाया गया था। उसी अशोक झर के तरफ जाते हैं अशोक अष्टमी तिथि में, इसीलिए इसको अशोका अष्टमी बोला जाता है। लेकिन इसका एक्चुअली जो नाम होता है रुकुना रथ यात्रा, रुक्मिणी बा दुर्गा, उन्हीं के नाम से ये रुकुना रथ यात्रा बोला जाता है। ये जो रथ होता है जिस दिशा में जाता है, इसका जो फेस होता है वो चेंज नहीं होता है। बस आगे वाले में जो घोड़ा जचा जाता है उसको पीछे वाले में फिट कर लेते हैं, लेकिन जो रथ को उसको टर्न अराउंड नहीं करते हैं, घुमाते नहीं है। रथ जिस दिशा में ही जाता है पीछे पीछे होके आता है, मतलब उसका पीछा आगे बन जाता है, आगे पीछा बन जाता है।
A grand chariot made of wood was constructed for the festival. It was decorated in shades of red, yellow and orange using cloth and flower garlands and was detailed with intricate floral and tribal designs painted on it. Priests performed rituals and chanted prayers in praise of Lord Lingaraj, who is considered an incarnation of Lord Shiva, the Hindu god of destruction. The Rath festival lasts for a period of 5 to 7 days. Devotees draw the chariot from the Lingaraj temple to the Rameshwara temple, and the return journey starts from the 5th day.
ये जो पवित्र अशोकाष्टमी का ये रुक्मणा रथ यात्रा है, ये लगभग 1100 ख्रीष्टाब्द से ये चली आ रही है और इसमें प्रभु लिंगराज जी का यह यात्रा है। हर जगह आप पुरी में देखते हैं, हर जगह पे देखते हैं प्रभु जगन्नाथ की रथ यात्रा होती है, लेकिन यहाँ विशेषता है कि यहाँ प्रभु लिंगराज यानी महादेव का रथ यात्रा होता है और यहाँ हजारों की संख्या में, लाखों की संख्या में लोग आते हैं। मौसी माँ क्षेत्र मौसी के घर ये जाते हैं। आज ये जो समागम यहाँ देख रहे हैं आप, बहुत अच्छी रकम से ये यात्रा हुई और लोगों में अदम्य उत्साह है। और हमारी जो हिंदू सनातन परंपरा है, इसमें ये रुकुना रथ को खींचना और इसको बहुत बड़ा सौभाग्य माना जाता है और अनेक जन्मों का पुण्यों का प्रभाव होने से ही कोई व्यक्ति यह सौभाग्य प्राप्त करता है।
Rakuna Rath Yatra is also believed to be Pap Binashakari Yatra, meaning a festival that destroys or eradicates all evils and sins. According to the legend, in the Treta Yuga, Lord Rama visited Ekamra Kshetra, now known as Bhubaneswar, in Chaitra and stayed at the Rameshwara temple as a guest of Lord Lingaraj, who, along with his family, visited Lord Rama to wish him on his birthday, the Ram Navami. From this significant visit, this festival originated. The festival finds its mentions in texts like Tirtha Chintamani of Vakaspati Misra, Kalasara of Gadadhara, Kal Nirnaya of Raghunatha, etc.
भुवनेश्वर का जो रथ यात्रा है, ये रथ यात्रा ये लिंगराज महाप्रभु का रथ यात्रा है। भुवनेश्वर बाहर के काफी भक्त लोग इकट्ठे होते हैं, जिसके कारण हर साल हम देखते हैं ये भीड़ होता है भक्तजनों का। और भी बड़ी अच्छी बात है, आज के दिन में हम लोग भुवनेश्वर में लोकल हॉलिडे भी डिक्लेयर किया जाता है। तो इसीलिए ये रथ यात्रा जो रामेश्वर मंदिर, जिसको मौसीमा मंदिर बोलते हैं, उधर तक खींच के जाएगा। नॉर्मली क्या होता है कि ये रथ जो है आज खींचना शुरू होने के बाद बीच में रुक जाता है, फिर अगले दिन खींचा जाता है।
Bhubaneswar, also known as the City of Temples, celebrates many more such festivals to cherish the culture and ancient heritage of the region.
Moving on, Sufism is one of the pillars of cultural and spiritual life in India. Dargahs of Sufi saints in almost every part of the country showcase the faith countrymen have in these places. For generations, these shrines have been epitomizing the unity between different religious communities residing in the country. The Dargah of Sufi saint Kaduvayil Tangal Valiyullahi, Thiruvananthapuram is one such shrine where devotees from all religions come together to offer prayers and seek blessings. Take a look.
India is known for its vibrant culture and is home to a variety of faiths, languages and lifestyles. People in India are free to practice any religion they want. Moreover, it is not surprising in a country like India to see a person belonging to the Hindu faith offering a holy chadar at a mosque and a Muslim person assisting him in his prayers. The legacy of this brotherhood is religiously maintained and showcased at the Kaduvayil Tangal Dargah in the Thiruvananthapuram district of Kerala.
പള്ളിയായിട്ട് വർഷങ്ങളായിട്ട് ഞാൻ വന്നു പോയി നിൽക്കുന്ന ആളാണ്. എനിക്ക് ഭയങ്കര വിശ്വാസമാണ്. തങ്ങളെക്കുറിച്ച് നല്ല ഇതാണ്. നമ്മൾ ഏത് കാര്യം മനസ്സിൽ വിചാരിക്കുന്നു അത് നടക്കും. ഇങ്ങനെയാണ് ഞാൻ വരുന്നത് പോയൊക്കെ വന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. ചെറിയ വർഷങ്ങൾ കൊണ്ട് എല്ലാ ആഴ്ചയിലും ഞാൻ വന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. വ്യാഴാഴ്ച ദിവസം അങ്ങനെയൊന്നുമില്ല. മിക്കവാറുമൊക്കെ സമയമുള്ളപ്പോഴൊക്കെ അവിടെ വന്നിട്ട് പോകും. അങ്ങനെ സ്ഥിരമായിട്ട് വന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ഇവിടുത്തെ പ്രത്യേകം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മളെന്താ മനസ്സിൽ വിചാരിക്കുന്നു, നമ്മളെ മനസ്സിൽ എന്ത് വിചാരിക്കുന്നു ആ കാര്യം നമ്മൾ നേർച്ചയായിട്ട് നെയ്യത്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നു, അത് നടക്കും. അങ്ങനൊരു വിശ്വാസമുണ്ട്. അതുകൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് വളരെ വിശ്വാസത്തിലൂടെയാണ് നമ്മളുടെ വരുന്നത് തിരിച്ചു പോകുന്നത്.
The Kaduvayil Tangal Dargah was built in 1985 in honor of renowned Sufi saint Kaduvayil Tangal Valiyullahi, one of the descendants of Prophet Muhammad. The Dargah has evolved into a secular and a cultural hub for thousands of followers who travel great distances to pay respect and prayers to the revered saint. The Dargah is also engaged in service to humanity through its benevolent activities carried out by Kaduvayil Muslim Jumaat Charitable Trust. The organization is committed to provide funds for the underprivileged society for their health and education.
There is no segregation in women's and men's. Everybody can come here and offering their prayers. Yeah, from all religion, no problem. Actually, we are in the beginning stage. We are little more here. Muslims are little more here. We are the secular base is our one of the main character of our trust. Yeah, secular base. We are looking to participate in all the events, including all other community members and other leaders of the other religions. This area is also known as a secular base. KTCT is one of the most example for providing secular base treatment to all the communities. We are giving donations to all people belongs to backward communities. Everything we are providing.
Kaduvayil Tangal Dargah very well depicts the coherence and unity among people from various communities and cultures of our nation. It not only symbolizes diversity of our nation, but also the integrity the people of India have upheld for generations.
Now a roundup of some of the major stories that made news recently.
The Indian Navy hosted passing out parade for the first batch of Agniveers or cadets under the country's military recruitment plan in eastern Odisha state. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government set out a policy called Agnipath or Path of Fire designed to bring more people into military on 4-year contracts to lower the average age of India's 1.38 million strong armed forces. The parade also marked the passing out of women cadets among the 2,585 Agniveers, making it a historic day for the country.
आप सभी नेवी की हिस्ट्री में एक नए चैप्टर की शुरुआत कर रहे हैं। आज का दिन ऐतिहासिक इसके लिए भी है that we have the first ever batch of women sailors passing out today. एक मौका है देश में ही नहीं बल्कि संपूर्ण विश्व में भारत की नारी शक्ति का परचम लहराने का. As the nation watches our women sailors stepping across INS Chilka's quarterdeck, it will provide inspiration for an entire generation of young women in the country.
India, which shares a heavily militarized border with Pakistan and is involved in a high-altitude Himalayan standoff with China, has one of the world's largest armed forces with some 1.38 million personnel. Soldiers have been recruited by the Army, Navy and Air Force separately and typically enter service for a period of up to 17 years for the lowest ranks. Under the new system, men and women between the ages of 17 and a half and 21 will be brought into the armed forces, many of them for a maximum of 4-year tenure. Celebrities from Indian film and television industry attended an award ceremony in India's western Mumbai city. Bollywood actors Rakuna Rath, Sakshi Tanwar, Ajay Devgan, James Sharp, Neha Dhupia, Kalki Koechlin and Oscar-winning producer Guneet Monga were among those who graced the 5th edition of the Critics' Choice Awards. The award was organized to honor the best performances on big screen and digital platform. Indian Space Agency, the Indian Space Research Organisation or ISRO, launched the Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle Mark III or LVM-3, which placed 36 satellites in lower orbit from the space station of Sriharikota in southern Andhra Pradesh state. The commercial mission of the LVM-3 launch vehicle placed the 36 satellites of UK-based OneWeb communication company in agreement with New Space India Limited to their intended orbits.
Congratulations to NSIL and ISRO and OneWeb for the successful launch of LVM-3 M3 OneWeb India 2 mission. As we know today, the first 16 satellites of the series are already placed in the right orbit, and now it has gone in the far south of the Earth.
The LVM-3 carried one of the heaviest payloads of about 5,805 kilograms into the orbit. India opened the door to private space companies in 2020 with a regulatory overhaul and a new agency to boost private sector launches.
Being home to more than 1.24 billion people who belong to different castes and communities, India displays an amazing characteristic of mutual tolerance and peaceful coexistence. This unique identity of the country are to be found in its every nook and corner. So today we take you to Mangaluru, a city in Karnataka, to witness one such example of religious harmony that narrates the centuries-old bond between two different faiths.
The Mohyuddin Juma Masjid, situated in the Mularapatna area, around 20 kilometers off Mangaluru city, has become a symbol of religious harmony. The 800-year-old masjid was recently opened for visitors following extensive renovation. Giving out loud the message of peace and brotherhood, the entire carving work of the masjid was done by Ratnakar, a local Hindu carpenter.
ನಮ್ಮದು ಈ ಕೆಲಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಧಾರಣ 15 ವರ್ಷ ಅನುಭವ ಉಂಟು ನಮಗೆ. ಅದು ಮಸೀದಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ನಾವು ಪ್ರಥಮವಾಗಿ, ಮನೆಯದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಹೇಗೂ, ಹಾಗೂ ಮಸೀದಿಯ ಪ್ರಥಮವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ನಾವು ಸಹ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಕಮಿಟಿಯವರೆಲ್ಲ ಸಹಕಾರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಮಗೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಟೀ ಕುಡ್ಡು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಮರದ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಬಳಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಒಳಗೆ ಹೆಬ್ಬಲಸು, ಒಳಗಿಂದ ಟೀ ಕುಡ್ಡು ಬಳಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಊರವರೆಲ್ಲ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಸಹಕಾರ ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕೆಲಸ ಮುಗಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಮಗೂ ಸಹ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿದೆ. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಏಳಿನ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸಹ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು. ಮತ್ತು
ಊರು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಂತ.
ಹೌದೌದು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ತುಂಬ ಇದಾಗಿದೆ, ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೇಸರ ಸಹ ಉಂಟು. ಇಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೋಗುದಂತ ಹಾಗೆ ನಮಗೂ ಸಹ ಖುಷಿ ಉಂಟು, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸಹ ಖುಷಿ ಉಂಟು ಕೆಲಸ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ.
A number of Hindus have donated wood for the renovation of the masjid. A program was also organized by members of the masjid administration for people of various faiths to come together and visit the newly renovated mosque. Ratnakar's work was facilitated and recognized by the masjid administration as well.
ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮದು ರತ್ನಾಕರ್ ಅಂತ ಇವರು ಕಾರ್ಪೆಂಟರ್, ನಾವು ಗ್ರಹಿಸಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತು ಅವರಿಗೊಂದು ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನು ನಾವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವರು ದಿವಸಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕು, ಯಾವುದು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಇಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಲೆಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲ ಇರಲಿ ಆ ಥರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಾನೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ ಅವರೇ ಸ್ವಂತ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನಿಂದ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸ. ಮತ್ತು ಇವರು ಯಾರು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಆಗಿರಲಿ, ಮೇಸನ್ರಿ ಆಗಿರಲಿ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರು ಈ ಥರ ಮರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಂದು ಮರ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ 5 ಮರ ಕೊಟ್ಟವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇರಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಸೀದಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಇರಲಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಇವತ್ತು ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾಳಿದ್ದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಊಟಕ್ಕೆ ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮ ಗರುಡಮ್ಮ ಅಂಕಲ್ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 500 ಧುಮಾವ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ, ಅದರ ಮುಕ್ತೇಶ್ವರ ಅವರು 2.5 ಕ್ವಿಂಟಲ್ ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಹಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಕೇಳದೆ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥ ಸಹಕಾರ ಅಲ್ಲ.
It is example like these that proves that India is a great example of unity in diversity with its multicultural and multi-ethnic societal framework.
And now we bring you a few short stories about the recent developments and happenings from around the world in our section of World in Focus.
Thousands of people gathered along Washington's tidal basin to take in the sights of the city's famed cherry blossom trees in peak bloom. The pale pink and white blossoms frame the pathways surrounding the city's iconic monuments. Locals and tourists were seen taking photographs and walking along the basin. The peak of the cherry blossoms is defined as the point when 70% of the blossoms around the tidal basin are open, according to the National Park Service. The beloved trees were given as a friendship gift from Japan in 1912. The annual Cherry Blossom Festival commemorates the enduring gift of the nearly 3,000 trees and celebrates the friendship between the two countries. Nigerian artist Adebayo Ayodeji is targeting children to play traditional instruments like drums, which he is worried could become extinct and erase an important aspect of the culture in Africa's most populous country. His twice-monthly drumming workshops in the megacity of Lagos sees parents bring children to learn how to play drums and understand their significance in African tradition. In Nigeria, the drum is not only a musical instrument, but is used in events and rituals like communicating with deities and summoning meetings in villages, just like a telephone. But less of this is now seen because of technology. Nigeria holds an African drum festival every April, hosting drummers from around the world, showcasing the beauty and sounds of the drum.
At the end, the Government of India has been committed in its endeavour towards accelerating the pace of development in Jammu and Kashmir. In order to further the transformation of economy and the quality of life in the region, a number of projects are being carried out under the Srinagar Smart City Project, which is giving a glittering facelift to the city. Have a look.
The poet Amir Khusro astutely described the beauty of Kashmir, saying that if there is a heaven on earth, it is here. And the crown of Kashmir, the city of Srinagar, has been receiving a makeover under the Srinagar Smart City Project. The Smart City mission was launched by the Ministry of Urban Development, wherein 100 cities were selected for renewal and retrofitting, with the objective to promote cities that provide core infrastructure, provide a decent quality of life to their citizens, and apply smart solutions to improve services and infrastructure. Major investments valued at around $120 million USD by the government are intended to increase tourism, create infrastructural development, reconstruct and repair roads, generate employment for local artists, ease the flow of information, and for the further beautification of the city.
बेसिक पर्पज़ यही है कि जो हमारा श्रीनगर सिटी का जो हमारा शहर है ये बेहतर बने सो दैट it becomes better in terms of livability, in terms of its economic ability. That's the whole idea. Infrastructure upgradation हो, यहाँ का जो infrastructure है, basic roads का infrastructure है, वो improve हो जाए, हमारी बाकी heritage conservation हो, इसी तरीके से जो हमारा रिवर है उसकी रिवर की अपग्रेडेशन हो, रिवर का जो है जो हमारी रिवर फ्रंट की इम्प्रूवमेंट हो, लेक्स की रिजुविनेशन हो. सो ब्रॉड इन वन सेंटेंस इट इज़ टू इम्प्रूव द लिवेबिलिटी एंड सस्टेनेबिलिटी ऑफ द सिटी.
Srinagar, the largest city and summer capital of Jammu and Kashmir, is known around the world for its gardens, lakes, waterfronts, and nature. However, the city has been due for a facelift. Under the Smart City Project, conservation work targeted many famous tourist attractions in Srinagar, such as Shalimar Bagh, the Mughal Gardens. Local artists have also been approached for the beautification of roadsides in the city.
श्रीनगर म्यूनसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन के अंदर हम काम कर रहे हैं, तो स्मार्ट सिटी के अंदर ये एक प्रोजेक्ट है यहाँ पे, तो हम लोग यहाँ पे म्यूरल आर्ट कर रहे हैं. तो इस म्यूरल आर्ट करने का मकसद ही यही है कि यहाँ का टूरिज्म बढ़ जाए, यहाँ का टूरिस्ट अट्रैक्शन बढ़ जाए.
The area near the historical Sunday market of Srinagar was previously plagued with poor drainage, damaged roadways, and a shortage of feasible parking, affecting the market's popularity and profitability. Construction began to improve the roadways near the famous market to draw in more visitors and promote tourism, which would ultimately support the local economy. The modern techniques utilized by the ongoing Srinagar Smart City Project have bypassed the problems that harsh weather conditions presented, obstructing the developmental work.
कश्मीर के हवाले से कि एक होता था यहाँ पे ब्रेक, 1 महीने का ब्रेक होता था, एक अराउंड 40 डेज का ब्रेक होता था जब कोई सीमेंट का काम नहीं किया जाता था. लेकिन हमने उस ट्रेडिशन से हट के इस पीरियड में भी काम किया, सीमेंट का काम भी किया, लेकिन हमने एडवोकेट केयर लिया, एडमिक्सर्स यूज़ किए, और जो भी मतलब हाँ टेक्नोलॉजी के हवाले से या कोड्स के हवाले से जो भी हमें सेफ गार्ड्स लेने थे वो हमने लिए, और हम इसमें बड़े कामयाब हुए, और इसकी वजह से हमें काफ़ी टाइम हमने बचा लिया.
Many other projects, such as the beautification of the Bund Riverside, improvement of the Jhelum Ghats, renovation and conservation of shrines, and the development of smart centers in the city have also been completed under the Srinagar Smart City. The developmental work under the project is still ongoing, however. There are 34 projects which are underway, in addition to 64 upcoming projects. Plans also include the development of several modern amenities like smart water and power meters, bicycle sharing services, introduction of bio-toilets, introduction of electric public transport, multi-level parking lots, and the development of sewerage connection networks. There are many investments also being made by the private sector, in particular to improve connectivity in the region and to establish 5G network capabilities in the city. For example, Jio recently announced the launch of true 5G services in the region. These services were launched by Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir, Manoj Sinha. These major investments, conservation and renovation projects, the development of modern amenities, and the initiatives undertaken by local artists will make the lives of the 1.35 million people who call Srinagar home easier, and will further attract tourists, which will support the GDP of the state and the nation.
Well, that's all we have for you this week. Your comments and suggestions are important to us. Do give us your feedback at myindia@anin.com. I'm your host Lipakshi, and it's goodbye from the entire production team.